An overhead door serves a purpose, and it should be as beautiful as the rest of your home or building. For more than 30 years, Village Overhead Doors has been creating and installing beautiful garage doors for contractors and homeowners on the North and South Forks. They also install automatic garage door openers that open with the click of a remote, so there's no getting out of the car in bad weather. For a wide range of styles, from lifetime steel doors to custom-made wood doors, and for all your garage door needs, please call 765-4963 today and find out how your garage door can be a beautiful focal point of your home or building's exterior. Village Overhead Doors of Southold, 765-4963. Make the call and let them add beauty and value to your home or business.
Maximus Health and Fitness of Riverhead is 25,000 square feet of everything you need to create a new you. Maximus Health and Fitness, 130 East Main Street, has state-of-the-art exercise equipment, free weights, professional personal trainers, and private workout areas. They're next to the Suffolk Theater in the heart of historic downtown Riverhead. Use their child facilities, tanning stations, a hair salon, and smoothie bar with your membership at Maximus. Your membership also includes a full calendar of fitness classes like cross-training, weight training, boot camp, Zumba, spin, yoga, Pilates, and a lot more. Start a new, healthier lifestyle that you can stick with all year long. Join Maximus Health and Fitness, 130 East Main Street in Riverhead. Call 369-6293, 369-6293. Check their website at maximusriverhead.com or come on in to Maximus Fitness today. Maximus Health and Fitness, being healthy and getting in shape has never been easier.
And it's time for the Gianna Volpe Report, brought to you in part by Maximus Health and Fitness, 130 East Main Street, Riverhead, by Village Overhead Doors, in Southold, and by Michael Evans, the author of The Real Matrix. You are a fashion statement this morning.
Stop it!
She's wearing. I'll describe this for you.
Every morning he does.
She's wearing a very low cut orange. Orange dress, orange flowered dress with white flowers on it.
Yes.
Cowboy boots. I got spurs that jingle, jingle, jingle.
Jingle, jangle.
And a Missouri hoodie.
Yeah, Mizzou.
And big purple Ray-Bans.
Oh, I got these for free at my friend Joey's garage sale.
Really?
Yeah, he gave them to me. He was like, be gone. And then I went.
Maybe there was a message there. I don't know.
What? Like, get out of.
Yeah, get lost.
Just take these and get out of here.
Be gone. Be
it
gone.
Was payment. It was payment. So this is the Earth Day edition of the Gianna Volpe Report.
Wait a minute. Payment?
Like, it's like, you know, like the mafia. What do you call that when you pay?
Tribute.
Yeah, it's a tribute.
It's tribute.
Which is what everyone should pay to me. It's an affirmation.
I just roll my eyes, friends. It's just no big deal.
It's an affirmation.
They're going to hurt.
See, I'm overcompensating for low self-esteem.
Oh, stop. I can't deal with psychology at this time of the morning. I had to deal with Warren 20 minutes ago. That was enough.
Okay, well, then I'll spare you. It's Earth Day tomorrow, which is my favorite holiday.
1972 was its origin. Did you know that?
I did not.
It's 1972.
It
was the
takes
first
20
ever
to
Earth
30
Day.
years for beach glass to become beach glass. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
I just started my collection.
Like a Coke bottle can become a beach glass in 20 or 30 years?
Right. That's why we're finding all sorts of cool colors right now, because it's all stuff from like the 60s.
Oh, they were good with colors in the 60s.
Or I guess 70s.
Coca-Cola bottles were like, green, thick.
80s. I'm not good with numbers.
I had eyeglasses that were as thick as Coke bottles, but that's beside the point.
So I asked Sherryll Jones from the Peconic Estuary Program, representing Cornell Cooperative Extension of Suffolk County's Marine Program, to come up and talk to us about the rain garden that they're going to be working on tomorrow on the Peconic waterfronts. You know how every time it drizzles, suddenly there's a lake? in the parking lot back there.
Yeah, the little white caps and fish jumping in it. Yeah. Our engineering department did a hell of a job fixing that.
On Heidi Bear Way.
Yeah, it's like you kind of wonder why we have an engineering department in this town. We're gonna fix the parking lot so it floods every time it drizzles. And we're paying for this.
It's serious. So
yeah.
So good morning, Miss Jones.
Hi, good morning, Gianna. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
You won't say that after this half hour.
So tell us how much can a rain garden help that situation there?
I think it's going to help a lot. Really, the point of the rain garden is not only to help the flooding, but certainly to prevent pollution from washing into the Peconic River. That's one of the main functions of a rain garden. And so there's a lot of runoff when you talk about drizzle, you talk about rain. A lot of runoff will take pollutants from the parking lots, from our streets, from our gardens and our yards,
Right.
and just wash it right into the river or our bays. It's called non-point solution. It's like an origin of pollution that you can't point to a pipe and say, it's all coming from here. It's kind of really sneaky and happens sort of all along our coastlines and stuff.
It's so interesting because my dad, he's an environmentalist in Jersey, and he was showing me a map that he did in the town that he's the health officer, where he mapped all of the sewers and all of the creeks and everything, so that you could do that. If there was a spill or something, they could say this is where it comes from. But this is something that you cannot tell. So what is a rain garden? Let's go back.
Sure. Rain gardens can be a couple different designs, and I'm certainly not a landscape architect here. I'm going to be very honest with all of you guys. But what they are is a depression in the ground, not very deep. It could be 4 feet, 5 feet, something like that. And it acts sort of as a bowl to collect water and to act as a barrier between the river or the bay and whatever upland source, the water is coming from. And then, there's gravel and other media in there that's going to help drain the water. And the most important thing are the plants. You plant plants, native plants, of course, and their roots will take up some of that extra nitrogen or junk that's in there. It'll bioremediate some of the oils and other chemicals that are flowing through in that water too. So once it enters the groundwater then and soaks through all that gravel into this depression, it's going to be a lot cleaner than it would have been otherwise just running straight untreated into the river.
It's like a baby moat garden.
Yeah, I like that.
It's so much catchier than rain garden. Baby moat garden.
So actually, I have to say that the town of Riverhead has been very, very helpful and a great partner in this and in getting it constructed, and also just the town board passing our request and proposal to get this done in downtown Riverhead. And the engineering department is out there right now with their equipment and digging it up for us and really helping quite a lot. So they've been great partners.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're digging it out right now.
Absolutely, right now. Yeah.
And so what's going to be happening on Saturday morning? I guess at 10.
Yeah, it's actually Saturday, not tomorrow. At 10 a.m., we're calling for all volunteers to come out and help us plant the rain garden.
Oh, cool.
Everything will be pretty set up and construction-wise, but we need volunteers to get out there with some gloves and shovels and dig some little holes to get these plants in.
So what are we planting?
I don't have the list in front of me. Wasn't prepared for that, but native plants definitely. A few trees, all that are salt tolerant, because even though the river and rainwater is fresh, the river right here in that area does experience some tidal flow. So there'll be some brackish water.
Brackish.
That is your word of the day.
Yeah, I love that word.
Vocab word of the day, brackish, which means slightly salty, slightly fresh. So it's a mixture. Yeah. So anyway, these plants will be adapted to handle some of that, and certainly be flood resistant as well, because as you mentioned, that area of the parking lot certainly floods quite a bit. So we're hoping that helps solve that problem as well.
I really liked when Bruce said there was fish in it.
I thought that was pretty funny.
What, the white caps didn't impress you?
No, I mean, that was funny too, but it's like the idea that, like,
You could have a koi pond in that parking lot. Anyway, it is interesting, though, that the whole rain garden thing, because that's apparently Southampton Town is going to be doing that along areas, I think, of Montauk Highway to try and stem the flow of nitrogen into the bays.
Yeah, it's become a really popular sort of tool to help prevent this issue that's occurring all over the East End, and it'll definitely protect our bays, particularly the Peconic Estuary and the Peconic Bay.
Now, let me ask you this. I mean, it almost sounds like it's a really obvious tool in the toolbox. But here it is, 30 years after the brown tide first appeared, and now this dawns on us. Maybe,
we're not always
it's
the
like,
quickest on
gee,
the
maybe
uptake
we
out
should
here.
plant some plants because they use nitrogen as fertilizer.
Sometimes it takes a little longer for the information to get out here.
I think it also took a long time for everybody to figure out what the cause of brown tides were. So that's actually the roots of the Peconic Estuary program. It was born out of this citizen uprising, let's say, or outcry, in reaction to the brown tide. People were saying, why are our waters turning coffee brown? That's not very pleasant, and certainly we all saw the environmental effects of that when our bay scallop population started to crash.
Right.
Following that, and our eelgrass meadows disappearing. So,
And it's funny because people don't realize it, but the brown tide and all this nitrogen stuff has also dealt a deadly blow to commercial fishing on the East End.
Right. That's all part of the scallop thing.
The scallop thing, the clam thing, but fishing in and of itself. I mean, you used to have fishing boats that you know, that the stuff that was on the dinner table was
it's
out of the bay.
'cause it's systematically taken out these certain populations. So it's like, they take out the scallops. So the commercial fishermen started going to like a different fish, and then they take out that fish, and then they like move on, and eventually you start running out of stuff to fish.
Well, and now let me ask you this. We had, was it 2 years ago or last year? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the massive fish kill in the Peconic River.
last summer, actually.
Okay. There are those who said that part of that was the result of these little bunkers being chased by predator fish.
Yeah, it was kind of a perfect storm of everything. It's been determined by a lot of the scientists and professionals in the area. It was a perfect storm of low oxygen and algal bloom that had occurred, and also I think stripers were coming in from the eastern portions of the estuary and essentially trapped the bunker into this area. And so it was just a combination of everything. All of those fish used up whatever little oxygen was left, and they perished. But you know, those things are historical. They do happen from time to time, but we're trying to make sure that, you know, whatever effects humans are having on that process isn't worsening.
And the other interesting thing with bunker, particularly, I have been told that
they're really good at catching crabs.
I didn't know about that, but
I used to catch crabs with them.
they were used by farmers on the North Fork, particularly as fertilizer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
They're also filter feeders, which is pretty cool because you want to talk about getting rid of a lot of extra algae in the water. That their purpose here is great, that they're here because they're actually doing that. So they're filtering out some of the waters, essentially making it cleaner.
Same with oysters, which is why it's so great that we have so many new oyster farmers every year.
Yeah, and certainly Cornell Cooperative Extension has been very helpful in helping to restore bay scallop populations in partnership with the Peconic Estuary program as well. So
and spat.
And, yep, exactly. That's the aquaculture training program out there in Southold. It's really great to have community members being able to do these things and learn about it and be able to do it in their backyards or in their back bays. Put it that way.
We're going to, hopefully, Sherryll will be able to stay with us for the next segment. We'll be talking to Ira Haspel from the farm about the upcoming Dandelion Festival.